Welcome to the Hello Hornets podcast, an official podcast of the Mansfield Public Schools. In this episode, we speak with Robinson School Assistant Principal Ryan Gentili, who talks about what's new at the school this year, as well as his numerous personal connections with the school, including how he himself was once a student there. You can listen to all episodes in the series by visiting mansfieldschoolnews.com/podcast or by following the Mansfield Public Schools on Facebook or Twitter. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us today. Do you want to just start by introducing yourself and saying how long you've been with the district and how long you've been in your current role?
Thank you for having me. Yes, so this is my second year as the assistant principal here at the Robinson School. Prior to that, I spent 18 years as a grade 5 special education teacher at the Jordan Jackson Elementary School. I think for me, I love the positive impact that I have on students, teachers, and families as a special education teacher, and taking on a leadership role would afford me the opportunity to do that and more. So I'm really excited to be here at the Robinson School.
So you mentioned it's your second year, which means last year was your first year as the assistant principal. What was it like sort of settling into an administrative role during a pandemic?
Well, last year was certainly an interesting year for all of us, to say the least. It was really a crash course in all things unexpected, so to speak. I felt that, in a sense, we were all on the same playing field. You know, there's no pandemic playbook for education, and I was just so proud of our staff, our students, and our families for their incredible work last year. If it wasn't for them, last year would have been as successful as it was. I felt that we all came together as a team. It was a collective effort from all of us to make last year just really a successful year with everything that was going on around us. It is really a year that I will never forget. Pandemic, first year in administration, but I'm glad to start this current year the way we have on such a positive note.
And was education and being a teacher something that was always on your radar? Do you come from a family of educators?
It's kind of always been on my radar. It's been a tremendous experience and honor to work in the community that I live in and that I grew up in. I actually attended Robinson School as a young child for grades K to 4. Of course, back in my time, it was much smaller then, but it's funny, I still have flashbacks when I enter particular classrooms and walk in certain parts of the buildings because I just recognize them, like that was definitely my classroom. I come from a family of educators, all of whom teach in various grades in different schools in the area. My wife has taught at Mansfield High School for 16 years in the science department. My father was a longtime educator in North Attleboro, and my mother taught at Robinson grade 1 and finished her career here as co-principal of the Robinson School. So actually I work out of the same office that she was. Which has been really quite a unique and fun experience for me.
Wow, so you have quite a lot of experiences and connections with the Mansfield and Mansfield school community.
I do. It's really a special place for me. So for me, there really is that commitment and a sense of loyalty. The schools have done wonders for me over the years, and there's a sense of pride to be able to continue that for our students and their families. I feel connected to staff and families, and I often relay the message that I get it. And it's certainly not a line that I give lightheartedly. It's true. I truly do get it, from the perspective of being an administrator, a teacher, and a parent in the community. I have 6 children that attend Mansfield Public Schools, so I have been on the other side of the table, so to speak.
Great. And how has the school year been so far this year? It must be nice to have students back fully in the classrooms.
That is the number one best thing about the start of this year. I'm just excited to return to some sense of normalcy. Like you said, it's so wonderful to have all of our students in the building, making those connections with their peers, learning and laughing. It really is, compared to last year, it really is the sights and sounds in the building that bring some normalcy to this school year. It's also a very exciting year with all of our new staff members that we hired and have added to the Robinson School. They bring their own set of unique experiences and talents to support our students and families. It's always exciting to add new staff to a school community, as it just brings so much value to the collaboration efforts of teachers and grade levels. So a lot of good is going to come out of that this year. As a school, we're looking forward to library just being a weekly part of our students' schedules. We have a librarian this year dedicated solely to the Robinson School, and the library is getting a much-needed makeover, which is wonderful to see. I was able to pop into the library actually the other day. The students were just so happy to be able to browse through books and check out, a book of their choice and sit down and start to read it and look at the pictures. And, I think the library in and of itself is kind of like the epicenter of literacy. And for our youngest students in the district, it really is a place where we can build and foster, that love for reading. The library is also used to support our classroom teachers too, as we're kind of working to draw connections and parallels from the grade level literacy units to the read alouds that are chosen to be used during the library time with students. So needless to say, it's an exciting start to the year, and I think it's going to be a wonderful year for everybody.
Well, Ryan, thank you so much, and best of luck in this new school year. And is there one sort of final thing that you'd like to say to the school community as we close? Yeah,
thank you for all your time. I definitely want to say, we're excited for this school year. It's going to be a wonderful year for our students and families. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to give me a call here at the Robinson School.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.